All right, y'all. Megan Thee Stallion has done another lawsuit. She is suing Milagro Gramz, who is a popular blogger, especially within the Twitter and Instagram space, who really gives her unfiltered opinion on many things in pop culture. Now, let's get into the charges and accusations. I will give my opinion towards the end, and then you can let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this lawsuit. And so the first charge here, count one, says the promotion of altered sexual depiction. And the reason why stated here, if you look at number 54, it says that, number 53, it says that the deep fake video is an altered sexual depiction as defined under the statute. So for those of you who don't know, there was a fake video that went out apparently promoting that it was Megan Thee Stallion with sexual content, and Milagro Gramz posted this content on her social media and was giving her opinion on the video. So number 53 says, the deepfake video is an altered sexual depiction as defined under the statute. And if you skip to line 3, it'll say, it depicts a realistic version of Miss Pete with computer-generated body parts presented as the nude body parts of Miss Pete engaged in sexual conduct as defined under the Florida statute. The lawyer is claiming that Milagro Gramz should have known or reasonably knew that the deepfake video was an altered sexual depiction of Megan Thee Stallion, which is Megan Pete. And my question is, if she knew or reasonably knew that it was altered, is it illegal for her to post it and ask questions? Because it seems as though that's what she was doing when she was posting it. She asked questions about the video. I think Milagro has been very meticulous and strategic in the way that she covers content. Majority of her content is asking questions at the same time, giving her opinion in the question that she's asking. And so I'm really curious to know how Megan Thee Stallion's lawyers are going to prove that these are factual statements that Milagro Gramz is claiming, as opposed to questions she is asking the public that are very suggestive. And the second count is cyber stalking injunction relief. So basically, the lawyer is claiming that Megan Thee Stallion is the victim of cyber stalking by the defendant, Milagro Gramz, because Cooper engaged in a course of conduct to communicate or to cause to be communicated images by and through the use of electronic mail directed at Miss Pete, which caused substantial emotional distress to Miss Pete and served no legitimate purpose. Something to consider here is how the lawyer is going to prove that it did not serve legitimate purpose. What would be considered legitimate purpose? Public discourse and conversations is a purpose. And so how will they be defining no legitimate purpose? In addition, directed at Miss Pete as opposed to posting it on her YouTube channel and Miss Pete finding it are two different things. So you would have to prove that she continuously added Megan Thee Stallion without Megan Thee Stallion communicating with her first. Now, Megan Thee Stallion is a public figure. And so if she discusses Megan Thee Stallion, that is a topic of conversation. But it's very interesting to know how the lawyer is planning to argue this. In addition, why are they suing Milagro Gramz and not all of the other social media platforms or media companies that have been covering the Tory Lanez case? Now, Megan Thee Stallion isn't suing those that were in her favor or even others that were in the favor of Tory Lanez, but she's suing Milagro Gramz. So it's interesting to understand what are those differing factors that Megan Thee Stallion's lawyer is going to claim as the reason why specifically Milagro Gramz is cyber stalking Megan Thee Stallion, and none of the other media companies that are reporting on it, including other bloggers, are doing the same. The third count is intentional infliction of emotional distress. And so their lawyer is claiming that defendant Cooper intentionally and recklessly inflicted emotional distress on Megan Thee Stallion when she knew or should have known that emotional distress would result by making social media posts related to the deepfake video and Another thing that they stated earlier in the lawsuit was that Milagro Gramz was asking her social media following if Megan Thee Stallion needed therapy. And so I totally understand the emotional distress with the deepfake video. I'm curious to know their arguments on how Milagro Gramz caused Megan Thee Stallion emotional distress by asking that question. It is not a crime to ask the public a question. And this is what I mean by Milagro Gramz has been very strategic in the way in which she asks suggestive questions to her platform. It's important to also note that Megan Thee Stallion has gone out publicly and stated that she either needed therapy, is currently in therapy, or would like to pursue therapy at some point. And so for Megan Thee Stallion to put that out in the public and then Milagro Gramz to then ask the public if they think Megan Thee Stallion needs therapy, I'm curious to know how the lawyers are going to argue that she's causing emotional distress by asking that question. The last count is invasion of privacy. I'm not going to read through this section because they pretty much just repeated the bullet points from count 3. And basically speaking about the deep fake video, stating that it was an invasion of privacy for this to be posted, and that also this person continuously caused Megan Thee Stallion emotional distress. I totally understand the invasion of privacy. However, I do believe that when it comes to the deep fake video, they have a case. However, it's interesting to find out how they're going to prove that the Milagro Gramz, number one, knew that it was a fake video, and number two, intentionally wanted to cause harm to Megan Thee Stallion by posting it. I can see the intentional harm. However, proving that she knew or should have known is interesting, especially with how realistic AI looks these days. I also think that this is a way for lawyers and celebrities to go after bloggers and not go after journalists. And I think it's because they believe bloggers aren't legitimate reporters. It seems like in a case of bullying on both sides. I do think Milagro also really went after Megan Thee Stallion. However, I don't believe it was to the point where a lawsuit was to be filed. I am open to opposing views. If you all want to enlighten me on Milagro Gramz, I do see that she was definitely deep on Tory's side. She was going after Megan Thee Stallion and talking about Megan Thee Stallion and sharing her opposing views on the case. It was a public case. I believe she has the right to her opinion. Now, Milagro Gramz did file a countersuit. And because Megan Thee Stallion's lawyer is claiming that she is being paid by Tory Lanez as a blogger, that would go against her integrity. And so if she was being paid by Tory Lanez to post these so-called fake stories, then that definitely would impact her integrity and Megan Thee Stallion would have a case. If she was not being paid, then Milagro Gramz can state that that is also defamation because it impacts her business. Something to note here is that Megan Thee Stallion is asking for a jury trial. She is not asking for a judge to oversee this case. She wants a jury trial. I don't believe Megan Thee Stallion will win with a jury trial, but I'm open to seeing how it goes. Anyway, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think about this lawsuit. Do you think Milagro Gramz is being attacked by lawyers and celebrities? Do you feel like Milagro Gramz was wrong for the way that she covered the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion case? Do you believe Megan Thee Stallion is using this as a publicity stunt for her album? She just put out an album, and many people believe that this is a part of the rollout. What are your thoughts? Let me know what you think about the lawsuit. Who do you think will win? Do you think Milagro Gramz should countersuit? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you later for the next episode of the Uncensored Journey podcast.